Mr. Pehr Kalm, born in March 1716 and died in November 1779, he was a Finnish, Swedish, or Swedish-Finnish explorer, botanist, naturalist, and agricultural economist. He was one of the most important pupils of the Swedish biologist Carl von Linné, or Carl Linnaeus. Among his many accomplishments, Mr. Kalm can be credited for the first European description of Niagara Falls on the border of Canada and the United States, written by someone trained as a scientist. In Finnish, he is usually referred to as Pehr Kalm. He was born in Ångermanland, Sweden, where his parents had taken refuge from Finland during the Great Northern War in the early 18th century. His father died 6 weeks after his birth. When the war ended in 1721, his widowed mother returned with him to the town of Närpes on the Finnish western coast, where Kalm's father had been a Lutheran pastor. He studied at the Academy of Turku from 1735 to 1740, and then at the University of Uppsala in Sweden, where he became one of the first students of the renowned naturalist Carl von Linné. And there he became the superintendent of an experimental plantation owned by his patron, Baron Sten Karl Bjelke. He did field research in Sweden, Russia, and the Ukraine from 1742 to 1746. Then he was appointed docent of natural history and economics at the Academy of Turku, the predecessor of today's Turku University on the Finnish southwestern coast. In 1747 he became professor of economics. Then he traveled to North America to find seeds and plants that might prove useful for agriculture or industry. In particular, people who sent him there wanted him to bring back the red mulberry in the hope of starting a silk industry in Finland. On his journey from Sweden to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Kalm spent 6 months in Britain, where he met many important contemporary botanists. He arrived in Pennsylvania in 1748, and there he befriended a famous American writer and nationalist, Benjamin Franklin and John Bartram. He made the Swedish-Finnish community of Raccoon, now Swedesboro, in southern New Jersey, his base of operations. He explored and toured the former Swedish colony of New Sweden on the American eastern coast. He subsequently married the widow of Johan Sandin, the former pastor who had died, and who remained in Raccoon until May 1749. He visited Niagara Falls and, on the current Canadian side of the border, in Montreal and Quebec before returning in 1751. He then resumed his professorship at the Turku Academy. Then he established botanical gardens in Turku and taught there until his death in 1779. The journal of his travels was published as En resa till Norra Amerika, or A Journey to North America, in Stockholm, Sweden, from 1753 to 1761. It was translated into German, Dutch, French, and English. He described not only the flora or the plants and animals of the New World, but also the lives of the Native Americans and the British and French colonists whom he met. In his Species Plantarum, or a plant species, Linnaeus cites Kalm for 90 species, 60 of them new, including the genus Kalmia, which Linnaeus named after Kalm. All of his known professional writings were done in Latin and Swedish.